This local marketing update is brought to you by Scott Gallagher. Scott is the co-founder of Local Marketing Source and has become the recognized expert in providing online marketing services to local businesses. Follow Scott on Twitter at ScottGallagher5 and on Facebook.com/ScottPGallagher.
Well, good afternoon, everyone. Scott Gallagher here with Local Marketing Source, bringing you our weekly local marketing industry update. Now, next week's LMS member call is going to be Wednesday, March 13th at 4 p.m. Eastern Time. Now, this week we got a couple of different things to go over in terms of the update. I'm going to do that, but before I get into that, for LMS members, if you never had a chance to listen to today's member webinar, you should definitely get in there. We had Jamie Markison on the line. It was a really, really good webinar, just to cover some of the things. Jamie's been in business for quite some time, and he's facing a very typical situation that many business owners encounter, and that's working in your business and not on your business. And so Jamie revealed quite a bit of sensitive information about his business. I'm not going to get into it all right now. But just as an example, we identified that he was spending 75 to 80% of his time on 20% of his customers that was netting him only 40% of his revenue. Well, there's nothing that's sustainable about that. And so we talked about different strategies that he can, number one, decrease the amount of time that he's spending in certain areas of his business, and to increase his profitability in order to give him the two resources that entrepreneurs need, and that's time and money to further grow your business. So I'll get that recording out for members. It will be available in the portal soon, but I do highly encourage you to go and check it out. Now, this week we're going to talk about SEO factors and how they've changed over time. It's going to be really exciting. So definitely listen in on that. And we're also going to talk about, more reviews. And it's really time, and we're going to talk about strategies, and it's time for the small and medium businesses to tackle reviews. So let's get going with some of that. If you haven't been into the member Facebook group, definitely get in there. It's getting busier and busier every week. It's fantastic. There's some really, really good questions in there. I can see that Simon has posted another question today about some basic Google places for beginners, which should be a good discussion. I haven't gone in and commented on that one yet. But wow, I could just see that there's been quite a bit of discussion. No, I did make a comment. That is a new one. My bad. It's just popped back up. Very long discussion going on between Carrie and Simon and Jacko and even myself. And Jacko has brought up the Yext conversation again. So get in there and learn a little bit and talk about Yext and the value of Yext, or if it really is valuable at all. Nice to see that Ed had some good conversation about a dentist that has two offices and how you should handle that with Facebook pages and Google Plus pages. So some good discussion. Let me get back to my notes here. Now, a lot of you have been around the SEO community for quite some time. I've been around since 2005, and it is not the same game anymore at all. It's changed quite a bit since in the last 8 years. And I'm just going to go over a little bit of background and history from, put together from 2005, since I've been doing search engine optimization and what were the different factors. And, when we start to go and look at, lists from, say, SEO Moz or Search Engine Land, and they would rank all the different factors that were some of the top 12 factors. When we look back all the way to 2005, in order of importance, actually, the factors to help ranking were title tags, anchor text within links, the use of keywords in a document, subject matter of the website, link popularity on a site and the topical community of that link. Um, so, it really had to do with very isolated content within different sites and how that content ultimately related to that site. Now, moving forward a couple of years to 2007, um, it was pretty much a lot of the same factors, but just a little bit more refined. For example, the use of keywords and title tags became much more important. The global link popularity within a site, so in other words, the more links that were within that specific site, the age of the site became a factor. Um, the link popularity within the site's internal linking structure. So we would see links, that were higher on pages and whatnot, and uh, more prominent use of keywords in the body text, and the rate of inbound links became a factor somewhere around 2007. That's when we started to measure velocity of links coming in. So there was a little bit of a change, but it was still a very cold marketplace that was out there. It was still very scientific in terms of getting a website ranked. Excuse me. And then come 2009, everything changed. 2009 was when Google Places was originally launched. That's essentially that is where local SEO started. And between 2009 and 2013 of last year, in that 4-year time period, the ranking factors for both local and organic changed significantly, and it's a completely different game. So we're just going to take a look at some of that. Now, keyword anchor text in 2009 was still relevant. It was still a very high factor. But external link popularity in terms of the quantity and quality of external links and diversity of link sources became very, very important. So it wasn't just quantity of links, it was your diversity and the types of sites, whether they were topical sites, theme-related sites that I call them, or local-based websites. And title tags in 2009 still had some relevancy, but they dropped in terms of Moz's position from number 1 all the way to number 8. So we were seeing some trends that were definitely changing. Now, the trust level of inbound links in 2009 was the number 1 factor, but by 2011 that had dropped to number 3, and then by 2013 that's dropped all the way down to number 12. In other words, the trust of inbound links is dropping. Um, that's the quality of the inbound links. In other words, the trend over the last 4 years is that links are becoming less and less important. But obviously, social is something that we want to talk about in a little bit. So social metrics in 2009 really didn't exist. By 2011, if you think of what was around back then, God, that seems like so long ago, only a couple of years ago, Twitter was king. And that's when we started to recognize that social media marketing was not an entity on its own. Social media marketing was a component of search marketing come 2011. And that's around the time that Google Plus started to come out. Now, by 2013, over that 2-year period, there's no question that Google Plus is the ruler of social dominance in terms of getting exposure. There's a lot of different things that you can be utilizing in Google Plus to help your sites rank. Now, in fact, reportedly last year, many SEO experts think that Google Plus has a significant impact on rankings. I'm one of them, but Google continues to deny it. I've seen studies, I've seen proof, we utilize it within our world. So I mean, even during today's webinar with LMS with the LMS students and talking with Jamie, he had mentioned, not quite. He says, I don't quite offer a local SEO service. We do a lot of different things like social media content and reputation management and tracking. Well, what is search marketing supposed to do? What is a marketing company supposed to do for its clients? Get them more customers. It's as simple as that. So, search engine optimization is supposed to get you more business. If you're working so hard to get them ranked number one and you're not converting them, what value is there? What value is your service? So, we do help our customers in a lot of aspects of conversion. And you're creating videos. Well, some videos are going to convert better than others. Well, if you're going to create a video, why not create a video that's going to convert at its highest? In other words, create videos that have real impact for that business, not just a voiceover video with a PowerPoint presentation. So, where does this put us? And what is the future going to be in terms of search engine optimization? I mean, SEO, it's not dying. It's not going to die. It's completely changing itself. And it's ultimately just mimicking a good marketing initiative, talking about reputation management. Those are unhappy customers or happy customers. That's the marketing department. Talking about social media. That's customer interaction and communications. That's marketing. Content creation. By all definitions of marketing, that's marketing. Um, Tracking. Well, that's just determining where your time and money is being spent, and you should be doing that in all areas of your business. So, local SEO or search marketing or internet marketing, your job is to get qualified traffic and convert that traffic, and it's as simple as that. That's your service. Qualified traffic and convert that traffic. That's it. That's SEO, is it not? It's to get qualified traffic and ultimately convert that traffic. Now, with that note, I want to talk about how much and some data here on how much small and medium businesses are or aren't involved in online reviews. Now, first off, consistently, we're seeing studies after studies that have unequivocal proof that reviews are showing in this research that consumers are constantly looking at reviews to influence their buying decision. Over 90% of consumers indicate that reviews influence their buying decision. 9 out of 10 buyers. So what's going to happen if you're a company A that has no reviews and company B that has a mere 2 reviews? Do you think company in spot number 2 on Google that has 2 reviews and company in spot number 1 on Google with 0 reviews, which one's going to get a higher click-through rate? Reviews influence click-through rate. So it's time that small and medium businesses get on that bandwagon, guys. It's as simple as that. Now, it's surprising how, because that's such a big factor, it's still surprising how many businesses, well, here's some data. 78% of businesses in the United States have have less than 1 review, they say. 78%. Now, of these studies, what's interesting, business owners, 80% of business owners have said that they care if they get a negative review. But only half of them believe that a positive online review is important. 1 out of 2 small business owners in the United States think that a positive review is important, but that means that the other half could care less if they get a positive review. But over 90% of consumers are influenced by it. There's a big disconnect. Why is it that business owners, they're just not sold on the fact of reviews? Well, as a marketer, that tells me that it's my job to educate my customers and teach them the importance of online reviews. A lot of them just don't get it. You've got to get that. It's that important. Now, it also looked at different areas as to where it's important to get online reviews. And, we don't like to just keep our clients focused in on one specific area. We want to look at a variety of different areas, such as, whether it's a Google listing or a Yelp listing or Facebook. But from a consumer standpoint, vertical websites are very, very important when looking at particular reviews. What is this, guys? These are theme-related sites or topical-related sites. In other words, within the industry itself. That's an important factor, and that is far often missed. Facebook, a lot of consumers are on Facebook, and Google listings as well is just equally as important as Facebook. Now, another interesting statistic that was within this study here is that a quarter of business owners don't even know if they get online reviews or not. Forget about negative online reviews, but they don't even know if they have any online reviews. 1 out of 4 businesses have no idea that there's even chatter about them on the internet. And then I bet of that 75% that do know there's chatter, at least 50% of those people don't know what the chatter is even about. So, what should we do? I mean, we talk about a review acquisition strategy. I just dealt with a client yesterday. He's like, you know what, Scott? I don't want to encourage reviews because then my competitors are going to see that. And then they're going to go and solicit my client. Really? Is that your line of thought? So, it's you've got to be blunt with your customers, or if you're a small business owner, you've got to recognize that when somebody says something good about a particular business, get them to leave the digital review. Whether it's ask them in person or email them, you can even use social media or the telephone. But don't start soliciting reviews unless you've heard something good. And begin monitoring reviews. Now, you don't need to spend a lot of time. One study here, interestingly, 0.6% of business owners spend more than 11 hours a month monitoring their online reviews. I think that's a little obsessive. But 57% of small businesses said that they don't get any reviews, and so they can't go and respond to them. Only 20% of businesses actually interact with reviews. I mean, guys, these are so important. When you look at consumers, the one fact that over 90% of purchasers are influenced by reviews, and more than 3/4 don't respond to reviews. 77%, 3 and 4. That includes a big percent that don't even think they get online reviews, and another big percentage that don't even respond to them. So what does that spell out? Opportunity. If you're offering a search marketing service, local SEO, whatever you want to call it, don't you think online reputation management in that case and a review acquisition strategy is very important? You're connecting what buyers are looking for and creating the business to facilitate it. And if that's what buyers are looking for, why isn't that major factors in the ranking algorithm? It is. So leverage online reviews to boost your business's digital presence. Only 1 out of 10 businesses post online reviews to their website. I wonder how many of those actually wrap it with an H review tag. So small and business owners can't afford to hide behind reviews, guys. It is that simple. That simple. Want to see if I got any questions. We got, yeah, I got some stuff that's being typed in there. That's good. I'll take a look at that in a moment. All right, let me pull this over. See what people have to say. I see Ed's got a comment here. All right. Ed goes on and says, my dentist's wife had been putting in different citations with 4 different website addresses and business names. They are all over the net. How do I clean this up? I'm going to add something in there and put, how the hell do I clean up this effing mess? No, he just says, how do I clean this up? Some names have been indexed and I don't know if I should dump them. Tell me what to do. And then he asks, how best convert, period. What is the fastest platform to get first page of Google? All right, Ed. First off, Ed, get used to it. More and more often, this is what you're encountering, okay? One person goes and does one thing, they're not doing it right, they screw things up. Another person goes and does something else, doesn't follow the standard protocol of NAPs and gets a different username and password. It's not uncommon to find 4 and 5 listings sometimes that are done different ways. Now, how do you go about and where do you start? It does definitely seem a little overwhelming. First off is you've got to establish your NAP, okay? And second off, you've got to inventory what exists on the internet. Without doing a proper inventory, you're not going to get a good picture of what to go and fix. Now, there's different ways to be able to do that. Get Listed, obviously, is a free tool, and Bright Local is a paid tool that will allow you to go and find these duplicate listings and give you a list of the NAPs. And then whenever there's a situation where the NAP is different than the NAP that you've established, you've got to go and update it. And each of these sites tend to have a different way of updating their, or the ability to update the information on those sites. Bright Local does work very, very good, and then you just make sure that you have ownership of that. Utilize there's a spreadsheet inside the portal for you to track everything. What is that spreadsheet called? I think it's called Inventory of Assets, of Digital Assets. It's in the Operations section of Resources. It's got a variety of different tabs on the Excel sheet, and on there you can list all the different social sites and profiles and whatnot. And that allows you to track what you've claimed, what you haven't claimed, etc., etc. So when you ask what is the fastest platform to get on the first page of Google, I don't really know what you're asking about that. Get those citations cleaned up would be your fastest route. So is that all the questions? Did I answer your questions, Ed, or did you want some clarity anywhere?
Well, thanks for watching the Local Marketing Industry Update. We've got these things coming out every single week, so if you liked with what you heard, just click the button right above me right here to subscribe to our channel. If you'd like to get a little bit more, right over here, go check out localmarketingsource.com. We've got free reports that you can grab. You can even register for a free marketing course to get in and see the portal. Or just go ahead and follow us on some of the social channels. We'll be around. Until next time.
Did I just do this whole presentation where nobody can hear me? All right, well, I'm going to go in and end this then, because I don't know if you can hear me. It doesn't look like that I'm connected to audio. So, everybody, you have a great day.